Okay, I think this says we're live. We are in the Longarm and Loving It group, and I'm Rebecca from my girlfriend's quilt shop. I'm just gonna start chatting for a minute and hope that we have people that join us. Welcome to the Longarm Guild. And right behind me, I can notice that there's some glare from the window. So I am going to close that window really quickly, or those blinds, and then I'll be right back. But thanks so much for being here. Oh, my goodness gracious. All I have to do is say it and it happens. I adore our customers and our friends, and thank you so much for being here. Kyle's here. Oh my goodness. And Kyle is just walking in the door. So, hello. You're here. Look at how you are so cute. Oh my gosh, you look fantastic. I didn't think you were going to be here because I knew that you were, vacation. Yes. Okay. That's awesome. How was Savannah?
Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
That's too bad. Fun. Oh my goodness, fun. I don't know if you heard that, but Kyle's been in Savannah, Georgia, and she saw alligators and dolphins and all the things. So good morning. Thank you so much for being here. And thanks so much to Hunter for all of his work today. Hunter is one of our newer employees in the marketing department, and he helped me get this all set up this morning. And I really, really appreciate everything that he does. So thank you so much, Hunter. If some of you are just showing up as Facebook user, so if I don't know your name, please type it in the comments so that I can know who's here. But thanks so much for being here. Today is April 11th, and we have a lot of things going on in my girlfriend's quilt shop. First of all, I just want to put a shout out there. Tonight, I believe it's at I need to look. I didn't even look at this. Maybe Kyle knows. The 5:30. Thank you. Everybody else knows. I have no idea. Okay, so tonight at 5:30, we're doing a stream and Facebook live. Hello, welcome. Come on in. Are you here for the Longarm Guild? Oh, okay. I was going to say you're from. Hello. Well, welcome. Thanks for being here. That's okay. Next time, right? We do too. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, hello, Vicki. Thanks for being here. Hello, Joyce, and everyone else is here. Some of you just show up for me as Facebook users, so I'm not sure who you are. But anyways, tonight at 5:30, we are doing SWIG, SSWG, right? Sew and sell with girlfriends, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyways, and Chris is going to be featuring the Baby Lock sergers today. If you don't have a serger, I adore the Baby Lock sergers. And she's going to go over the whole line of them. Anyways, we're going to have to play. Linda says hers is still in the box. I'm going to have to come over to Linda's and we're going to have to play sergers. I love to finish my quilts with the serger first and then put the binding on. I love that finished edge. So
if you have to unpick or take it out, you can't rip it because you rip out all the seams.
Exactly. So that serging protects. How do you know that? Peggy told you. Good job, Peggy. Kyle says you can't rip the binding off without ripping all your seams. So if you serge it first, then it's all contained and you're not going to rip anything. She said that Peggy told her that she doesn't know anything about it other than what Peggy said, right? Okay. Anyway, so 5:30 tonight, tune in to the girlfriend's Facebook page or YouTube page. We're going to talk about sergers and it's going to be so fun. I'm super excited. Let's see what else is coming up. I have a super fun announcement. My beginning free motion class is scheduled. Free motion, right? So if you want to learn anything about free motion, anything you want to learn. Did my mic die?
No, yours is good.
Okay.
Everyone else just.
Oh, yes. We're gonna pass the mic around if you want to. Yes, we'll just put it on Kyle and have a good day. Okay, sorry, I'm chatting with people in the studio as they're coming in and going out. my free motion class is, I'm so excited about this because I was a free motion quilter for about 15 years. And it will be on May 6th. It'll be an all-day event, and May 24th. So May 6th or May 24th. We don't have them in the computer yet to sign up for them,
Is it
but
online?
it will be online. It will
So we
be
get to
totally
sit in front
virtual.
of
You
our
can get to sit,
machine?
yes. And so basically what this will entail is we will send you a set of videos, videos that I've recorded that are all about free motion. And then you'll have check-ins during the day. We'll check in at 9 o'clock and then at 11 o'clock, or no, noon. Anyways, every two and a half hours, I think, we'll check in. You'll just get to spend the whole day working with me, learning how to free motion quilt, just doing some basics. If you want to explore doing more, anyways, thank you, Sherry. Sherry says, I think this is Sherry. Look for the classes listed later today. We are really close. Anyway, so I am super excited about those classes. Once we get an understanding of how the free motion class works, then we're going to add in the beginning pro stitcher, which is basically we'll do edge to edge and custom quilting in that one day event.
Say that again.
Once we do the free motion classes, we're going to get the pro stitcher classes scheduled.
Oh, nice.
I don't have them scheduled yet, but it's going to be a one-day event, and we're going to do everything. We'll do edge to edge, we'll do custom quilting, we'll do just every aspect of pro stitcher, and that's going to like expand your knowledge immensely, I think, of pro stitcher. So I'm excited about that. Say that again. Oh, yes, there are handouts that go with it. Julie asked about handouts. There are handouts that go with it. There's a whole packet of information. With the Pro Stitcher class, you actually get a free pattern for a half square triangle star that's about 32 inches square. You'll make 2 of those, and then we'll use those during the class as we're quilting. Let's see what else.
Is there a price?
Not on the pros. I don't have a price on the Pro Stitcher class yet.
Okay.
Price for the free motion class is $29.99.
Yeah.
No, I know, right? $29.99. Kyle's like, get out. No,
For each class?
for no, it's one class, like it's a one-day event.
Okay.
So we just have scheduled it 2 different
four.
days.
Okay.
It is a huge wealth of information. If you want to try to increase your knowledge of long arm, especially free motion, I heard that Julie does great free motion work. But for the rest of us, I need more practice, really.
Who doesn't?
Right? Everybody needs practice.
Tips.
We are not going to do ruler work. We save that for a different class. It's just totally free motion. And then we'll do a ruler work class later too. Anyways, I have a whole list of classes that we're going to do, but I'm so excited. So we'll announce those on the Facebook page. That's a great question. Are those classes free? They are not. They the long arm, not long arm. They're all long arm classes. The free motion class is $29.99, and then the Pro Stitcher class, I'm not sure how much that will be, but it includes videos, it includes handouts, it includes a pattern, it includes me for a whole day. Anyways, it's a super fun event. So I just want to help you guys succeed. That's why I'm here, right? And because I love long arm. Anyways, so that's coming up. Let's see what else is coming up. I don't have my list of stuff that's coming up. Oh, 3 times the points day is today also. I totally forgot about that. Thank you. Oh my goodness. 3 times your girlfriend gold rewards today. We are going to be working with this jelly roll. It is called Mercantile by Lori Holt. I am in love with this fabric. Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you guys this. Look at this fabric. How gorgeous it is. It's called Mercantile by Lori Holt. It's super farmhousey. Anyways, this is on sale today. It is $39.99. And this jelly roll with the pattern that we're going to do today will make 2 table runners. So, and the table runner, Kyle is sitting on the table runner, so I'm going to go grab it from her. She thought it was the quilt. Anyway, so this is the table runner we're going to make on the long arm today. This is our demo today. And I have done a free motion, or not a free motion. I've done an edge to edge on it with the Pro Stitcher after I quilted it, but it doesn't need it. So if you don't have Pro Stitcher and you just want to do the quilt as you go, this is the runner we're doing, but it's in the mercantile. So if you want to purchase that today, 3 times the points for any online purchase or anything through Comment Sold. Anyways, so that is available. I'm going to throw this out here too. Okay. Questions so far? I've gone through a little bit of information, but okay. Let me just check comments. I am definitely interested in the Pro Stitcher Lite class too. We're going to focus on both Pro Stitcher Lite and Pro Stitcher, so excited about that. Okay, we're just going to get started with our demo. If nobody has any questions or issues, or okay, sounds great. I want to show you just really quickly all my friends here in the studio audience. Peggy's out. She says she's leaving. There we go. See, Peggy, you're beautiful. Oh my goodness, you guys are awesome. Now I'm really dizzy because I just circled. Anyways, but there is a microphone here. If you guys have questions, just grab it and ask, and so everyone else can hear. Today, I'm super excited to do this demo. We are going to do some piecing on the Longarm. I am going to adjust this camera, and you are not going to see my face a bunch today, you guys, because Kyle has a question.
Okay, you're going to show us how to put strips on, but could we do that with any quilt block?
You could absolutely could.
You could do a quilt.
Yes, you could absolutely make a quilt block and put your quilt together like this on the Longarm. Kyle, nice. Great idea. I love it. It might be fun on this table runner to put a pieced block in the middle instead of just strips. So anyways, I think that might be really cute to put a pieced block here in the middle as opposed to maybe just strips. But I just wanted this one a fast and easy thing to do. So I'm going to put this back up because we have a question. This is a great question. Joyce says, how do you decide what color thread to use on your quilting?
Yeah.
That is a great question. I am going to reference that for just 1 second. So Peggy, would you mind grabbing me just 3 random colors over there? She's going to grab me some thread, and I'm going to show you, Joyce, how I decide what to use. Yes, 3 random ones. That's totally fine. You know what? I'm going to use this. We're going to put this here. So let's say I have my quilt, and I'm going to move this. Sorry about my hand. I'm going to move this so that hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I hope that I'm not causing any motion sickness besides my own. Okay, so when I'm ready to quilt, my thread color is absolutely the last thing that I do. Because I want to take a few minutes to focus on it. I have my quilt all loaded. I typically have my design all loaded, ready to go. And then I just take my thread colors. So I have 3 here. I have a purple, a turquoise, and a pink. That's okay. No, totally fine. They will show up really nicely. So it's good. She is embarrassed because none of them match, but actually one does pretty okay. So what I do is I will take the spools and lay them out, and sometimes I can get an idea of what they will look like, but I have a better way, and I was taught this by the person that taught me how to Longarm quilt. I just unravel some of the thread, and I call it puddling. I just puddle the thread onto the fabric. Let's see if you can see. Can you see that purple? Yeah, you can, a little bit down in that bottom corner. So I just puddle the thread onto the quilt. And I'll do that with these other 2 really quickly. And honestly, I get a better sense of what they look like when I'm just looking at 1 strand or a few strands of the thread as opposed to a whole spool. The whole spool is super bright and super in your face, so I like to just puddle the thread onto the quilt. And so here's the purple. I hope you can see that. Then the turquoise is in the middle, and then the pink is on the outside. They're not super, they don't stand out a lot. But honestly, I think the turquoise is the one that matches the best. So that's probably the one out of these three that I would use. And honestly, that's how I pick thread. I hope that makes sense to you. I love to just audition those threads. Kyle, did you have another one?
Okay, when I'm not sure what color to do, I'll use a white or a cream.
That's a great question, and that's just where I was, or that's a great answer. That's exactly where I was going to go.
Debbie says she always likes to use a gray.
Okay. Yes. 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 I really love to use a light gray if I don't know, if I can't find a color that I use, because light or medium gray will blend in with all of the colors really nicely. Also the white and the cream, you can never go wrong with white and cream. Like, you honestly can't. So it really depends. If I want to be bold, then I will pick a darker color that stands out. If I want my quilting to stand out, I pick a darker color. If I don't want the quilting to stand out, then I'll go with a softer color that will blend really nicely, like white or gray or cream. Anyway, so you just kind of have to think about what you want, if you want it really bold or if you want it just to show texture. Let's see,
If
we
your
might
quilt
have...
is busy, do you try and make your quilting blend in?
That's a great question. Kyle said, if the quilt is busy, do you try to make the quilting blend in? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. If the quilt is really busy and there's a lot of things to look at, you're really not going to notice the quilting a whole bunch. So why go crazy, right? And why try to compete? Because, and honestly, busy quilts sometimes are my favorite. But then I would absolutely choose a white or a cream or light gray that's just going to blend in with everything. And you're not going to see a whole bunch of quilting because you want to see the piecing, right? If you have something that's lots of solid colors and you want something to show up, Suzanne Ashman, I hope you guys know Suzanne. She's the one that does our, I don't know, Suzanne's picks on 3 at 3 sometimes. She texted me the other day and she had a little bit of a light blue thread on a dark blue fabric, and it looks incredible, but it was a solid fabric. So she was really, really worried that it was going to be too bold. Oh my goodness, I should have saved a picture and showed you guys, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So sometimes if you just have a solid fabric, you absolutely just want to go a little bit more bold is what I think. Jennifer has a great comment for us. She says, I also go by what looks best for the bottom too, and if you want to see the design or have it in the background. So Jennifer, that's a great thought. I like that. So just depends, honestly, and you could pick 1,000 different threads, but honestly, trust your gut. That's my final answer, is just trust your gut on what colors you're picking, because I don't think you could go wrong. Good question, Joyce. Thank you. And you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Joyce is my sweet friend from here in Logan. I think she lives actually in Wellsville. Okay. Anyways, I love Joyce. She's amazing. If you guys don't know Joyce yet, you need to get to know her. Okay. If we don't have any more questions, that was a great question, by the way. Thank you. We are going to get on to this table runner. I am so excited. So with this, I just chose to, I'm just using a white thread. We're piecing, so we don't want anything too obnoxious. And cream or white goes really well with my fabrics. And I left my fabrics over on the table. So I'm just going to walk over and grab them while we do this. Okay. So for this project, you are going to want 1 jelly roll. 1 jelly roll makes 2 runners, which I love. I love doing 2 at the same time. It's 2 gifts that you can have ready to go.
How long are these? What's the size?
I believe it's about 52. I know that I wrote it on here. 58, but you can also make it as long as you want. So the finished size is 58. Sorry about the hand again, guys. But finished size is 18 by 58. You will want 1 jelly roll, and that makes 2 runners. There's the jelly roll that we're using today. It's called Mercantile by Lori Holt. Let's see what else. I also have instructions on here to do this on your regular sewing machine too. So when we post the instructions, we'll just put them in the files section of the Longarm and Loving It page. But you can do this just on your regular sewing machine if you don't want to put it on the Longarm. I think why not? Because you're already there and it's super fast. You can do 2 at a time. So you're also going to want 2.5 yards of backing fabric for 2 table runners, and a crib size batting. Do you mind going to grab me some batting? I just totally spaced batting. Yes, please. So thank you, Peggy. Basically, what we're going to do is I have my backing loaded already. I just found a nice creamy beige backing to put with this because it matches so nicely. Let me see if I can get a close-up for you guys on what the backing is that I chose. It's by Andover, and it's, I believe, all my X's, and it's, I believe, cream color. We do have that by the yard, and I'm happy to sell it to you if you want. Yes, that's perfect. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I am going to put my batting on here. One thing I love about the Handy Quilter frames is they have some pole cradles that you can put your pole up so that it's out of the way as you put your... I love it though. I absolutely love it. And I need to roll my fabric back just a little bit. I'm going to kind of be all over the place today, but that's okay.
Why are you doing that?
I want to get my batting all the way up on my quilt, or on the top of my fabric. We're going to start in the center, and I'll show you how to do that, but we just want to get the batting all the way up to the top of the fabric so that we have batting throughout the whole part of the table runner. Not just on half the table runner, Kyle.
No.
You're right.
So cool.
I know, that would be so cool. And I'm going to turn my machine on. I was going to say, yeah, you guys can get up and move around. Come see what I'm doing. I am going to turn the light off on this machine as soon as the controls come up, because that is like really awful for our at-home viewers. If you have a Handy Quilter machine, the lights are adjustable. I love that the lights are adjustable because if they're too bright,
Say that again?
if you have a Handy Quilter machine, the lights are adjustable.
Get out.
And I love it, right?
Get out.
So,
How?
right?
How are they adjustable?
So I'll show you. It's in your. We can dim yours too. Yours will dim if you want. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I just need more.
I know, right? I can never have too much lighting.
Yeah.
But if you're showing somebody over FaceTime or over Marco Polo or whatever, then you might want to turn the lights down so they can see a little bit better. We're just waiting for Pro Stitcher to load, guys. Sorry.
That's the
We're
hardest part.
right.
Being patient.
We are not going to use Pro Stitcher for this. We are just going to use the machine controls, but the machine controls go through Pro Stitcher when you have it. So we're just going to wait for that to initialize. Okay, we have those. And if you have Pro Stitcher and you're doing this project, it might be easier for you to leave your gears engaged because we're just going to be doing some straight lines. So if you have Pro Stitcher and you want to leave your gears engaged, that totally is fine. Because we're just going to do some straight lines. I think I'm going to turn these lights all the way off. I think that's the best thing. Anyways, I think that works really well. So the first thing that we're going to do on the pattern, and I'm just going to read the pattern because I type way better than I can, or I write better than I can just speak. So, what you want to do is before you load your fabric, you want to find the center of the fabric. We're just going to kind of wing it today because I forgot to mark, but it's totally fine. So you want to find the center of all of your fabric. So the side of your fabric and the top and bottom of your fabric.
Okay, here's a question.
Yes.
When you load it, don't you find the center when you're loading your backing?
Yes, we do. Kyle
That's
says,
the
don't you
law.
find your center when you're loading your backing? Yes. So we have the center on the top and the bottom. I just didn't find the center on my sides. And we can find that really quickly. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to baste down my batting. And we got to move this out of the way just a little bit while I baste down my batting. When I baste, I like to use about a 1/2 inch baste. Bring my bobbin thread up. It's a little difficult without lights, girls. Just a little. And then I also like to put a horizontal channel lock on when I baste, just so that I can make sure that that line is as straight as possible.
My machine won't go that big of a stick.
Correct. It will not. But a 1/4 of an inch, yes. Older machines like the Avante or the Fusion, they all go about a 1/4 of an inch baste.
Better than a regular stick.
It is, absolutely.
I'm thinking.
I do like a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch on the larger machines that are a little bit more programmable, the newer machines. But that's my favorite just because it's easy to take out. So now that I have my batting basted, we are going to roll to the center of our backing. So I'm going to just unlock this front pole. And Linda, do you mind rolling? And we're just going to continue to roll. Here, I'll make it a little easier for you. We are going to start in the middle of the table runner. I'm going to show you. Kyle is asking why. Why are we? Okay, that's probably. Well, let's go a little bit more.
When you're doing the strips.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just a tiny little bit more. I think that's perfect. Okay. We are going to just pull it. Okay, we had just a little bit of a fold or a pucker here in the center, and Kyle's just like, what are we going to do about this? That's why we have side clamps. That is absolutely why we have side clamps. So we're going to put our side clamps on. Side clamps prevent that little fold in the center, and we only put it on our backing and if we need to, our batting, and that's what we're going to do today. Thank you. I have so many great helpers here.
How hard are you pulling that?
I am not pulling really very hard at all. I'm gonna show the viewers at home. I am not pulling these very hard at all. I just enough to give me some stability right through here and to pull any extra fabric. But honestly, these are pretty loose. So you don't want them incredibly tall or tight. Sorry. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is I am going to, from the edge of my fabric to kind of the center of my quilt, I want a 10-inch tall square.
I thought we were going this way.
Oh, yay, Kyle just got it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay. So we are going to just do, I'm going to start with the first runner. We're only going to work on one today, but I am going to make a 10-inch square. The width of from the center to the outside, just a 10-inch square. I'm going to do that with my area for Pro Stitcher because it makes it so much easier. We're going to go to area and mark a 2-corner, and then I'm going to pull this down and mark another 2-corner. My square is a little big, so we're going to change the width and the height. I did dim the light on the machine. Sorry, I am working. I'm sorry if you can't see the best, but I did dim the light on the machine.
Close there.
Do you mind closing that blind? It's on the other side. We're going to close one more blind to see if that will help as well. Thanks so much, guys, for being patient with us as we work through these. Yes, that's perfect. Oh my goodness, Peggy, thank you so much. So I am just going to change my width and my height, to 10 inches on my area. 10. Okay. So my area is 10 inches, and I am actually going to stitch this. If you have never stitched an area on Pro Stitcher, I am going to show you how. I hope you can see this screen. We're going to go to, so I have my area, that purple square. I'm going to go to Pro Stitcher, and then down here, there's a button that says Trace Area. I'm going to select the Trace Area button, and then we're going to go to Quilt, and it looks like my gears are active. Why is my run button not active? Okay, so we have a little bit of an issue here, and we're just going to walk through it. So my run buttons should be green. I'm in Pro Stitcher, and I'm in the Quilt button. My run button should be green, and it's not. So I am going to hit Run Status. Exactly. Run Status under Pro Stitcher is my favorite button. Run button is disabled. Stepper motor is not engaged. Select the Pro Stitcher tab, and then select Gears. So it gives you, it tells you what to do, step by step. I'm at the Pro Stitcher tab, and my gears are grayed out. So basically what I'm going to do is we just have to reset Pro Stitcher. So we're going to go to File, Shut Down, Exit to Windows. I hope that I'm not going too fast, but we're actually just going to close the Pro Stitcher program altogether. For whatever reason, my gears didn't register that they were engaged. So now I'm going to select my Pro Stitcher icon and just double tap it. Sometimes you have to sometimes you have to triple tap it. There we go. And Pro Stitcher is starting again. I hope you guys at home saw that.
Good thing we can watch it again.
Yes, we can, and it's recorded. So, but if you also have questions, please just don't hesitate to reach out to me. I love to help. I love to have a few little puzzles that I like to figure out during the day. Anyways, so Sylvia, one of my best girlfriends, Sylvia, she's down in Orem, and she texted me this morning. There we go. See, we're back up again. Anyway, she texted me this morning and just said, do you have a minute to get me out of a jam? And I texted her and I said, hold on a second. I'm at the grocery store. Give me a few minutes. And by the time I was done the grocery store, and honestly, I was in there for 5 minutes, she had fixed the problem herself. She had figured it out. So I am super excited for her, but she reached out. And that I think is the hardest thing, is if you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, Jennifer has a question. She says, is it wrong to put it in an area by doing 2 points and then inputting the length in? Does that mess anything up? That is how I do it. That is exactly how I was doing this. So it's not wrong, Jennifer. There's just several ways to do it. You can just do 1 point on your 2 points and then put in all of your length and height. It's just as easy. All you have to do is give it the first point, and then you can adjust the height and the width from there. So great question. Let's hide that. Okay, so now we're going to create an area. Again, we're going to start over. So I just want a 10-inch area. That's all I want. So I'm going to go to Area, hit my 2 corner, and I have 1 spot on the quilt right here. That's my 2 corner, right? And then now I know that I have a specific height and width that I want. So I'm just going to go in to my width and put in 10 inches and enter. And in my height and put in 10 inches and enter. So you don't have to do the second point. And then I just hit the refresh button down at the bottom so that I can see my area. Okay. Yes, you know what? Oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, Julie had a great question. Julie had a great question. We want your table runner to be 18 inches wide. So we want the width. Yes, we want the width to be 18.
Not 10.
Correct. Thank you for grabbing that, because I totally would have forgotten it. Totally would have messed it up. I totally would have messed it up. I'm just going to move my machine over to make sure my 18 is too far over. So I am going to move my area. To do that, I'm just going to hit the refresh button, and then I'm going to select my area. So I'm in the area tab. I'm going to select the area. It turns green. I should show you guys at home. So I hit the select button, and my area is green now. Then I'm going to go to modify, reposition, and I'm going to use one of these buttons here. We're going to use the top left, because we have our needle in the top left corner. So I'm just going to select top left, and that moved. I don't know if you can see that. That moved my area to right next to where my crosshairs are. So now my area is perfect where I want it. Then we're going, questions so far? Okay, then we're gonna go to Pro Stitcher. We are going to click Trace Area. And look, our run button is active. So we're so excited because we're just gonna stitch that area. So now we're just gonna select Run. I can't do that and hold the computer at the same time. So, and it will bring up my bobbin thread for me. I don't have a design.
Oh.
I don't. I'm just tracing the area. That's all we're doing. Kyle was freaking out a little bit because I didn't have a design, but that's okay. We just want to trace the area. So we have this Trace Area button highlighted. That's under Pro Stitcher, and then I'm just going to hit Run and proceed. It will pull my thread up for me. And then I will move out of the way as soon as it starts stitching, guys. I promise. There we go. It's going to trace that 10-inch by 18-inch area for me.
This is in the middle of your quilt.
Yes, this is in the middle of my fabric. And Julie had a great catch. Thank you so much for catching that. I'm so excited that you did. She absolutely. Okay.
This is not a basting stitch.
This is not a basting stitch. It's just stitching that area. So you will see it in the quilting on the back. We will not see it on the front. But anyways, nobody's going to look at the back of your table runner, honestly. And if they do, tell them to get out of your house. Right? Okay. Anyways, so that trace that area. Now I'm just going to bring up my thread and trim it. That's the only thing that I do in Pro Stitcher. And honestly, you can do this with just doing some basic measurements and stitching. So you don't have to have Pro Stitcher. Pro Stitcher just makes it a little easier for you.
This just makes it completely square.
It does. It absolutely does. So now I hope you guys can see this. I don't know if you can see it at home, but I have a stitched area that's 18 by 20, or excuse me, 18 by 10. My brain is on overload with numbers right now, apparently. And we are going to take some of our strips. And we're first, thank you so much. Julie is a lifesaver. You guys take care of such good care of me. Thank you so much. I just needed a drink because talking a lot makes it so that I'm thirsty. I have taken half of my jelly roll strips, so 21 of my jelly roll strips, and I have cut them in half. So I have, it's about a 20-inch strip. And honestly, I love the scrappy look. So we're just going to start at one end. I'm going to take half of a jelly roll strip. If you're going to make two, you'll want to cut all of your jelly roll strips in half. And I am just going to lay this. No, this is my first one. That was a great question. So I am just going to lay this strip. The very first one is right up against my stitching line. I should have had a stitching line that was darker. I'm sorry about that. But my stitching line is right here, and I'm going to place the raw edge of the fabric right up against the stitching line. And I'm going to overlap at the top about a ½ inch and overlap at the bottom. And the first one goes right side up. Okay. The next one, let me just grab another one. Next one is going to go right on top of that first strip.
So you haven't stitched anything?
I have not stitched anything down. I just have two strips of fabric, one right side up, one right side down. So right sides together, and they are overlapping the top and the bottom just a little bit. Now I'm going to bring my machine over, and I am just going to eyeball a 1/4 inch. So this is not going to be extra specially square. You could put a square foot on, but I opted to just use my glide foot because I like that one better.
No, why wouldn't you lock it in a horizontal?
You could lock it in a horizontal. That's a great question. Kyle just asked, why wouldn't you lock your horizontal? You absolutely could, and we'll do that. She suggested it, and we actually want to lock it vertically.
Or whatever.
Yes, right? We're using our channel lock, so we're going to lock it vertically. If you don't have a channel lock, it's totally okay. Just go very slowly. And I'm going to hold on to my ends when I stitch. And we are just going to stitch about 1/4 of an inch all the way down. This one does not have to be perfect because it's kind of a scrappy look anyways. And then
Go past the line?
I did not go past the line. I just stayed right at the line. I got to bring up my bobbin thread. And then we're just going to clip those threads out of the way. So my first strip is sewn down. I'm going to move the machine out of the way, turn off my lock first, move the machine out of the way. Now, once those are stitched down, I can flip that right side up, and I'm just going to finger press it with my fingernail. Just kind of scratch it really well.
You know what I learned from Chris?
What did you learn from Chris?
The fabric folding pen.
Fabric folding pen would be amazing on this.
Yeah.
I didn't know where one was, but if you guys have a fabric folding pen, put that
This
on the
makes it
list. That
so
would
crisp.
make it perfect.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
tiny little bit of starch that you just run right on the edge or the line where you want to fold, and it makes your fold super crisp too. No iron needed. So fabric folding pen is also a must, and you get triple points for ordering it online today. So mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. I'm just going to trim these extra strips away.
So now you've got a 1/4 inch seam.
Yes, so I have a 1/4 inch seam about past my line, more or less, and I have my first 2 strips down.
You can do a whole.
Excuse me.
quilt like this.
You absolutely can't.
You get so excited.
I get so excited, right?
Uh-huh.
Kyle says you could do a whole quilt like this. I'm going to check questions if it do we have any questions? We do not have any questions. You guys are awesome. Okay, I'm going to put you back.
Quilt on a bed that has this same idea.
Yes, I love it.
I just sewed them together before I knew about this.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're just skipping a
much
whole
faster.
step. This is so much faster. Yes. Okay, so we're just going to take another fabric strip, and we are going to line it up with our second strip. We're going to put right sides together, match those up. I'm going to move my machine over. We will put the vertical channel lock on because it makes it super fast, and but it doesn't help you pull up your bobbin thread. Okay. Super duper fast, right? Okay. Then we are going to stitch 1/4 of an inch, and I stop right at my base, or right at my square line, bring my thread back up, and trim all of those.
No, you don't necessarily have to make a knot at the end because you're going to sew over that.
Correct. So I don't back stitch, I don't knot at the end, I don't do anything. I just stitch it on, just like you were piecing, if you were piecing on your machine. I am at a 12 stitches per inch length.
Awesome. Look at that.
Anyways, and then we're just going to flip that next strip over and trim this fabric away so it's out of our way.
You're not even pinning any of that.
I am not pinning. You can, if you're a little worried, you can absolutely pin, but pins just slow me down, right?
Uh-huh.
Does anybody else want to try this?
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to let Kyle do this while I grab a
Oh,
cob strap.
there's no light.
There's no light, right?
And do you start right on that line?
I start just a little bit above. There you go. Okay, Kyle's going to stitch. I'm going to go grab a cough drop.
If I could see the thread.
I know, because I turned your light off, right?
And I'm just running it.
Yes.
Look at that. You don't have a waiting line. Yeah, I do. I can't see.
That's okay. We might
I'm a
want to
little
stitch that one
close.
again.
I'm a little close.
That's okay. We'll stitch it again.
Oh, and I went over. Never mind. I don't want to do this anymore.
Kyle went over, but it was a perfect thank you, Kyle, for letting me go get a cough drop. That was perfect. I apologize, you guys, for my coughing. When I get excited, my asthma flares up, and then I start coughing. So stop exciting me so much, right? Okay, we're just going to go back. we're going to turn the vertical lock off, move our machine over just a tiny little bit, turn it back on, and find our thread. There it is. Kyle did a great job, didn't she? It is so hard to see without light. Yes, we are so used to having those lights on, but sorry about the arm in the way, guys. Anyways, we just moved over about 1/4 of an inch perfectly, and we'll turn the channel lock off. Bring our bobbin thread up. And turn it. Okay, then we'll move the machine out of the way. Flip that one back. You didn't. You did so good, Kyle. Woohoo! Okay, then we're going to trim this fabric away. Also, guys, if you don't have one of these zingers, this is my favorite thing ever, honestly. If you don't have one of these little zingers, I have a handy quilter one. If you want a different one, you can find them. They're typically called badge holders. I love these for my scissors. My scissors are just held on. It clips to your shirt with a little roach clip. Anyways, I love this. I have it all the time on me, and I look like a nerd, but I love it. So easy, so handy. Okay. Peggy's telling a fun story about scissors, but I can't hear it because she's whispering. But it's fine. Oh no, did you? Oh no. Okay. Okay. So Lisa, don't do like Lisa did because she stabbed herself with her scissors. Okay. Peggy stabbed herself in some place that wouldn't. No. Oh no.
She hugged me.
Aww. Okay, be careful of where you wear them around because I would probably stab my grandchildren too. Okay, so we're just going to take another strip and we're going to lay it down over the top of the last strip that we sewed. If you get your seams about 1/4 of an inch on either side, these strips end up being about 2 inches. So if we have 2-inch strips finished across the width of 18 inches, this is your math now today, right? How many strips do we need to finish this? And I know that Kyle yelled out the answer, but put the answer in the comments. If we have 18 inches and we have 2-inch strips, then how many strips do we need? 2-inch finish. Thank you. Julie's correcting me. Right? This is a real life word problem. Okay. Who? Somebody answered correctly. They did say 9. I know that Kyle yelled out the answer, and you may not have heard her, but everyone here heard her. So we need 9. Say that again?
Do we have to quilt it when it's all done?
You don't have to quilt it. No, that's a great question. Kyle just said, do we have to quilt it when it's all done? No, because it's already quilted every 2 inches. You don't have to quilt it if you don't want to. I put a quilting on the other one because I love chicken wire. Like, who doesn't? Okay, some people might not. But anyways, I will probably do chicken wire on this one too because I love it so.
Can we use this extra?
You can use this extra.
Sew them together?
You can, absolutely. You can use it for your binding. I have extra little strips that I've been cutting off the edge here. You can use it for your binding, or guess what? You can use it for your second table runner if you wanted to, because we have enough there. So anyways, either way, if you want your table runners to match, I would use it for the second one. If you don't want your table runners to match exactly, then use it for your binding, use it for anything. I love scraps, so I would use it for probably something fun.
Sew 2 together and make it a seam in the middle.
Absolutely, you could. Yes. Kyle said, I could sew 2 together and make a seam in the middle. Absolutely, you can. Okay, so I'm just picking another strip, and I'm going to lay it down on top, right sides together of that one that we just finished stitching. I am going to turn my channel lock on, find my thread that's hiding because it's the same color as the batting, and pull up my bobbin thread, and then we're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch all the way down. Don't worry if these get off just a little bit. It's okay if they're wonky. Wonky is fun. I know that,
We did it on purpose.
right? Exactly. If you want to do it super wonky, go ahead. Do it on purpose. I know that it's been really popular with girlfriends. It is the wonky log cabin ruler. So popular that I haven't been able to purchase one because it always sells out, right? Anyways, just flip that next one over, finger press it just with your finger or the fabric folding pen. I should have thought about that. Kyle is a genius. You are. Gonna trim that for us. Okay, and we are almost there, ladies. We just need maybe 3 more strips. Does anybody else want to try this while we're doing it? Kyle said, go ahead, I dare you. Okay, so we're just gonna lay another fabric strip here. Find my thread, bring my bobbin thread up. Somebody might, excuse me, ask, do I have to bring my bobbin thread up? Yes, you absolutely have to bring your bobbin thread up. Okay, you don't have to, but it will show on the back. You'll get a little bird's nest of thread, which is not your friend. It doesn't look pretty. And it will show for that person that always looks at the back side of your table runner. So I absolutely always bring my bobbin thread up, just so that I don't have that issue. And it's much cleaner and easier when I'm finished. So, okay, turn that off. We are gonna flip that and just finger press it. We are almost there, ladies. I think we need 1.5 more, maybe. My 1/4 inch is not perfect on this, you can tell, because we need more than 1 strip, but less than 2. Let's see, I need, let's do a navy. Okay. So again, we're just gonna take the strip right side down so that it matches right up against the raw edge of this last strip that we stitched. We are gonna put our channel lock on, needle up, needle down, bring our bobbin thread up, and then we're gonna stitch. Okay, pull some thread out, come back and put my needle up and needle down, and then I'm just gonna cut all 3 of those threads. Then we're gonna flip that one over. It looks like I am just 1 inch short, so we're gonna put just 1 short little piece there. And honestly, you can make your table runner as wide as you want. You don't have to do this just 18 inches. You could go farther if you wanted, but then you couldn't get 2 out of your backing fabric. So we'll just put 1 more strip down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, actually. So we do have 9 strips. I don't know how that worked out.
Well, I won't tell you about my quilt I'm putting on right now.
Kyle's, why won't
3
you?
inches off
Oh no.
from what the designer said.
Oh no. Kyle's struggling with her quilt she just put on. I think yours is fine. Just put it on.
The inside blocks are all black, and then we get the borders. 3, 4 small borders.
Okay. Trim that bobbin thread away and flip this one back. This is our vertical stitching right there, all the way done. Let's trim this fabric. Even with our square line. Okay, now we have the inside of our table runner done. Woohoo! Okay, I'm just gonna check. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness gracious, look how pretty that is. Okay, super fun project. Thanks, Rebecca. And oh my bobbin thread up and tie-offs are incredible after you showed me. Thank you. I hope that's Shelly. I really hope that's Shelly. It just says Facebook user. But anyways, okay, you guys are so smart. You all got the 9 inches or the 9 strips right. Next thing we're gonna do is we are going to work one way or the other. You can either work up towards the top. You would have to roll your quilt back. And I think that's what we're gonna do. So, okay, Kyle has a question.
So if I was doing both of them at the same time, would I go over to that side down, do that one?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. So if you're doing both of them at the same time, you are going to do this And then you're going to come over and do the exact same thing over here if you're doing 2. Okay. Then you could just do all of the horizontal ones one way and then all the horizontal ones the other way. Okay. We're just going to do one, and I'm just going to do a couple of horizontal strips for you for the sake of time. But I know that you guys get this. The next thing I'm going to do, though, is I cut a couple of strips from my backing fabric because I kind of want to incorporate that in. So the backing fabric strips, one will go there and one will go there. And then you'll start with your jelly roll. So that just kind of gives it a little framing piece. I also am probably going to bind it with the backing fabric as well. So it will be on all sides of that little center extra strip. So let's do that now. So I am just going to lay this so that it's even with all my fabrics. I could find my line that we just stitched. It's not that big a deal, but if you do want to find that line, you absolutely could draw that on there as well. And then I am just going to, let me move my computer back just a little bit because the machine's going to hit it if I don't. And we are going to now do a horizontal channel lock. I'm going to bring my thread up and we are going to stitch 1/4 of an inch away from the raw edge on this first strip. If any of you are embroiderers, you know what to do next. After we pull up the bobbin thread and trim it, then just like in let me move the machine out of the way. Just like in Kimberbell, I would go back and trim all these little flaps just so that I don't have the bulk there. I am not going to do that for the sake of time. It is a dark fabric as well, so you're not going to see it very well. And I'm just going to flip that back and finger press it.
Just like a sashing.
Just like a sashing, right? And now we are going to start with another one of our strips. Let me find one that is just super cute.
Now, what length are these?
These are the 20-inch length. Yeah, I just took my jelly roll strips and I cut them in half on the fold. They still have the selvage on them, if you can see that. Yep, you can. They still have the selvage on them, okay? I am not about trimming or doing a lot of that. Now we're just going to put this right side down on top of the strip that we just stitched. We're going to bring our machine right back over here. I am going to turn the channel lock on because that makes it super fast and super slick. And I am taking a bigger seam than 1/4 inch. I can tell you that right now. Just don't look at how big my seam is. I just wasn't paying attention, Kyle.
I do too small, you do big.
Right, there you go.
All works out good.
Nobody's going to know. You can do this as wonky or as straight as you want. I like that together.
So now you're just filling this?
Now you're just filling it all the way down.
But we didn't measure how big that square is. We'll just know we got to do 9.
Actually, you can do as many as you want, but I'm going to look at the, this one has 12. So,
Okay, I know what we're doing now.
anyways, so now we're doing this side here. And let's see if I can put this on top and give you guys just some understanding. So here's our center strip here. And then we're working on the horizontal ones now. Anyways, and then you'll just continue to go all the way down until I did 12 because that's how many strips I had to make it even. And then I did 12 at the top and just trimmed it off. It doesn't mean that this is going to be totally centered because my 1/4 inch might be a little off and right? Let's not go back and look at that. Anyways, but what a super fun idea. I do like the narrow. So these ones are a little narrower. And then I have a few others that are a little wider. And so then you're just going to continue to do the horizontal piecing all the way down and then roll back up and come up to the top and continue to do your horizontal piecing all the way up. Okay, do we have questions so far? Perfect. I'm so glad I got it right. It is Shelly who was talking about doing this fun project. So Shelly, you have an 18-inch machine throat space, so you'll probably have about 16 inches to stitch. So you may want to, you'll have enough room, but those that have smaller throat spaces, you may want to piece this at 90 degrees. So I'm looking at something. You may want to turn this and go the other way because these are about 10 inches wide. You can get 10 inches on the Moxie, just very incrementally, like you're almost at 10 inches. But you could turn it 90 degrees and stitch this first and then turn it again and then do these horizontal strips, if that makes sense. So for people that have a smaller throat space, less than 15 inches, you could turn it 90 degrees.
You can make the block smaller.
Exactly, or you could make the block smaller. That's a great idea, Kyle. Anyways, so then you're just going to do one of two things. You're going to take this off, trim it, and bind it. And the instructions include the binding. Or you can put an edge-to-edge quilting design on it, or even do some custom work. I think it would be cute to do something different in each one of the strips. I think that would be super cute if you did a different design in each one of the strips if you're doing free motion. But you absolutely do not have to quilt this after this. The 2 inches is enough to hold the batting in. And look at what a fun, super quick project this is. And if I was doing two at the same time, I just have two that I could give as a wedding gift, or Mother's Day is coming up. Yes, absolutely. Mother's Day is coming up. My mother would absolutely love this mercantile jelly roll. We do have a few other jelly rolls on our website. So if you decide you want a jelly roll, there are a few there, and you get triple points. Oh my goodness, triple! I'm so shopping today. I'm gonna get triple points. I don't have to pay shipping, which is fun. But anyways, I am so excited. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I think this is Shelly again, because I know how she talks, but I'm always amazed when you show us what we can do, that we can do more than just edge-to-edge quilting. Absolutely, that is my goal here, is to teach you to think out of the box, or to just let me think out of the box, because I've been doing edge-to-edge for so long, right? But I think it's so fun to do other projects and other things that you wouldn't normally think you could do on your long arm. Take the time. Oh my gosh, it is so much faster to do it on your long arm than it is on your regular sewing machine. You can absolutely do this on a regular domestic machine. I have the instructions for you, so they will be posted in the next few days on the Facebook page. But anyways, that's our demo for today. Yes, absolutely. You can even put the binding on the front if you wanted to, on the long arm, and then just take it off and trim it and flip it around to the back. Anyways, but there you go. So do we have any questions from our at-home viewers? Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate that. She just said great demo. I need to see your face in here, lady. So you need to come in person one of these days. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm calling you out, Joyce. But we still have a lot of jelly roll strips left, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to, for the rest of the day, get to finish this. I'm excited about that. I get to play for a little bit, and then I will get it bound and get some pictures up as well for this. So if we don't have any questions, we're going to move on to show and tell, and I'm going to let the people at home look at the show and tell here in person. And then I would love it if you guys at home, if you have show and tell, please post on our Facebook page. That would be super fun. But anyways, let's start. I'm going to start with Lisa. She's right in the spotlight, and I'm going to move out of the way. And if you want to talk, I have a microphone for you. So I'll just set the microphone right here. Oh my goodness, look how cute that is. I'll just hold the microphone for you.
This is my door banner. And I just put it on my brick wall.
That is so cute. Here.
This is the kit.
So cute. This is her Riley Blake door banner.
And then I added the white and the print borders to make it bigger.
I love that. And I love your edge to edge that you put on that. That is super cute.
It's
Stars and swirls.
swirls.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cute.
Yeah. So anyway,
We'll get some in-depth pictures and share them.
I gotta bind it, but I'm going to the store to look for it.
Woohoo!
And then because I have 2 daughters,
Nice.
this is what I did for them out of scraps.
That's so cute.
I should
Here.
do it that way.
So cute. This is just out of scraps. Oh,
Because I really liked that blue paparazzi, but I just did that out of scraps. So
that is so cute.
I've got 2
I
more.
love your
2 of
red.
those.
Two of those. That is so cute. I want to go play at Lisa's house.
Let's have a travel day.
Okay.
Mhm.
We might have to go to Truckee.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Now there's a snow like
That's
that
one by Lake.
Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous, you guys. I have 2 microphones together. Maybe I'm not. Oh my goodness.
This is my swoon.
Oh, this is swoon, she said. I love the stitching on it. I love everything about this. Oh, this is gorgeous.
So
So sweet. I love it. I am a sucker for dark backgrounds.
I
That is
really
beautiful.
debated.
It's beautiful.
We bought it at Girlfriend's in Sandy, but I did the first 3 rows, and row 3 stopped.
Oh
Like
no.
3 inches. So I called her back. She said, take it off and unpick it. 10 hours to unpick the first 3 rows. It's 80 by 80, so it's
Why
pretty
did you
big.
have to unpick them?
Because I had to, my 3rd row stopped before my right side edge, like 3 inches before my right side edge.
It thought it was
I don't
done.
know what I did.
It thought it
It's
was
me.
done.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
me.
I hate that.
So then I
Oh, she know
unpicked
what
it and
she
started over, and it went pretty smooth.
Why did you have to start over?
Because I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know what I did.
I get it. I'm really good at
And then I found this stripe.
That stripe is
back.
gorgeous for the back.
So-
It matches perfectly. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I love them.
And I used the gray thread.
Yes, the gray thread is beautiful. It is really pretty.
I didn't audition any thread. I just knew I wanted it.
I didn't bring anything this week. I'm over the white backgrounds.
I still like them, it just depends on.
Okay, some of our Facebook users love that quilt. Shelly said, "Wowza, good job."
My husband never comments on what I do,
But he liked this.
but he likes this
I can
quilt.
see my husband liked it.
Yes. Could go on your bed. There you go. Julie, did you bring show and tell? That's okay. That's totally okay. Kyle, you didn't bring show and tell.
But I want to tell you,
Okay.
today is the day that I'm going to download some patterns.
Yes.
I had to stop because that's why I was late, because I'm in the process of downloading some patterns.
Awesome.
From the last time you taught us, and I watched it again, wrote down all the notes. Today is the day.
Fantastic.
I did it.
That's
I may
exciting.
be crying by the end of the day, but
Call
it will
me.
be done.
Call me.
Oh, I
Call me.
will.
Call me. Oh, that's exciting. Linda, did you bring? No, you didn't. You rushed out. Okay, you did download. Awesome. Awesome.
You did?
That's wonderful. Urban Elements. They have some really great free ones. I know we talked about that, but
I went to, I can't remember the name of it, but I remembered that I had to get a certain
And right
F, no.
HQF, right?
HQF.
Website very well.
Who's?
And bright.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little harder to navigate.
Yeah, I really struggled, so I gave up.
We are talking about USBs. Have you guys downloaded patterns or purchased patterns and downloaded them to your computer like we did last week or last month? Kyle, today is the day. She's working on that. And then Linda also has purchased some patterns from Urban Elements. We talked about Ann Bright. If you didn't get what they were saying, Ann Bright is a little difficult to navigate and is a little slower, but I think it's just her server. I think that's what it is. Anyways, if you guys have any experiences with downloading to a USB, we'd love to share them. anyways, but we have that from last month. If you didn't catch that, you can find it on YouTube or on the Longarm and Loving It Facebook page. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us, you guys. I always love being here and sharing and hearing your stories. And if you have any issues, reach out. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And otherwise, I'm gonna end the recording, and we will see you next month. Thanks for being here.